Hello, good morning or good day. Thanks for coming. Fountain of Life Fitness. This is our bone density building and sarcopenia prevention, preventing loss of muscle, building our muscle tone training sessions. Today we're going to every day we'll start out with some preparatory work for alignment. And so if you could get a few things out, we're going to start first with a massage ball and we'll massage out the muscles in the chest. So my preferred way to do this is in a door frame because it allows you to put your head in a comfortable place and you can more deeply access the tissues. So the head here should be turned away from the ball and the head slightly angled down, so quite comfortable. And you'd like to cover the length from where your collarbone meets the chest bone, the clavicle and sternum, and then follow your way out to the edge, right by the shoulder, by the underarm. So we're going to work in the underarm area, the pectoral attachments, the tendons of the pecs. Okay, and now we'll work on the other side. The palm of the hand should be facing the wall or facing forward so that you externally rotate the shoulder. That will open up and allow you to access the chest muscles more effectively. Do keep the head relaxed down here though. And see the arm, if you can bring your arm up, you can get right at the crease where your pecs attach into the humerus. Okay, and then next we'll work on the feet. These critical areas that affect us all. Driving cars, so much of our life, our arms are in front of us and we get fatigued and shoulders come forward, heads go forward. So it's always important to deal with these components. And the feet, of course, we all want to keep walking and running and playing soccer and whatever we do. And your other foot. So here on the fascia, everybody knows of plantar fascia. People have heard of discomfort in the arches, and doing this will help release some of the tension, but we also must strengthen. Okay, so now we're going to do a few things on the floor, and you'll still need this massage ball, a strap. So this is like a karate belt or some kind of yoga strap, a broomstick. This helps with the alignment of the hips, the pelvis. And a foam roller or a rolling pin, we'll use that to roll out the quadriceps. Another common element that many people have short and tight quads, largely from sitting, but sporting activities, we'll walk up the stairs and down the stairs, quad dominant activities. All right. So on the floor, I'd like to again start with the upper trapezius muscle. So that's right at the base of the neck and slightly to the side. So here I'm going to start on the left side upper traps. Okay. So just at the base of the neck and slightly back. And if you can bring the left arm up. So for some people, it's going to feel really thick and hardened. Some people, not so much. If you do it regularly, it'll definitely feel better. But the options are you can move the ball around like massage idea, or more like trigger point. We just push down and hold, just as if you would squeeze a sponge and hold, keep squeezing to help get the fluid out and help the fascia regenerate. Okay, so next we'll take the ball on the right side here. In the upper traps, I would have the right leg straight and the right arm up. And if you turn your head toward the ball side, it will also help release the upper traps and you'll be able to access it more easily. Do keep the right leg relaxed. Many people have this habit of just tightening up the right hip flexors, the front of the hip and the leg. So just remind yourself constantly, not right now use that leg. Okay, and next we're going to work on the glutes here. So if you take the ball, lift that left hip up a little with the left hand, and you put the ball just under the hip, not all the way across, more on the outside, and then straighten the leg and turn so that the hips are vertically on top of the ball. And the ball will sit right into the socket of your hip, which will help your leg, your femur bone, the leg bone, to move more freely in your hip joint. And will also, of course, help regenerate your bursa, get fresh fluid into those tissues. Okay, and now we'll work on the right side. So you lift the hip up a little, not too high. I would straighten the right leg and then turn up on top of the ball. And you know, some days it feels quite fluid, not too much restriction. Other days it might feel a bit harder, depending on how much you've been sitting, maybe gardening, other activities. I dare say soon snow shoveling. Okay, so next we're going to just work on decompressing the neck. So a very common concern, we don't want to degenerate the discs in our body, in our spine. Many people have degenerated discs in their neck. So we'd like to lengthen the back of the neck. So the ball is not in your neck actually, but in the skull, such that your chin will tip down. Okay, now just gently nod the head up and down. And take a deep breath. And again, nodding. And a deep breath. Okay, so now keep the chin in the down position so the head is tilted down, but only with your eyes look up and down. And take a breath. The eye action again. So moving the eyes like this helps to release tension in the suboccipital muscles in the back of your neck. And again, as we're going through this series, your spine will relax and lengthen. When we're sitting or even standing, you know, the vertebrae that get jammed down together, compression, we want to increase our height. It's not necessary to lose our height, but you do need to lengthen and strengthen the spinal column. Okay, now we'll put the ball away. That was great. Next, we're going to work on rotation of the femur in the hip socket. So the strap, you put it in the right foot. Take the strap, both ends in the left hand. Wrap it around the calf muscle, the back of the right leg. Flex the foot. Keep the leg very, very stiff. And then when you rotate your femur, so the knee should be directly over the hip. Your knee can be bent, that's okay. But even if the knee is bent, the knee should be over the hip joint. So you're not torquing the knee or the ankle, you're rotating your femur bone in the hip socket. And then unwind the strap, and we'll just do a stretch here. Just vertically, I would keep the knee over the hip for this purpose. Switch to the left foot. Okay, right leg is down. Then knees over the hip. Take the strap, both ends in the right hand, wrap around the back of the left leg in the calf. Keep that leg straight, and then rotate the femur in your hip joint. Should feel really clear, like no restrictions. If it doesn't, not to worry, we do a lot of exercises to help mobilize our hips. And then now just pull, gentle stretch. Don't overstretch the knee. You should never feel like you're overstretching the back of your knee joint. If you do, you just bend the knee a little so you feel it in your hip or calf or hamstrings. Okay, strap it down. And now the broomstick, so the right leg, you take the knee over the hip and bring the stick in the back of the right leg in the hamstrings. Left leg, pull the left leg into it with the quads. With stiff arms, Chin toward the throat, press the legs into the bar. So before we start training our weightlifting component, or even if you're going out for a long walk, switch your leg position, or going skiing or something. You know, you want your body to be in order, in the best order you can get it before you start. Like when you torque the wheels on your car, if the wheels are wobbling, you're going to wreck your axle or the wheels will break down. So here we want to get ourselves in the best alignment before we start the hard work. And broomstick down. Arms are out like a Y position, palms face up. So in a good condition, this feels really easy. There's not much going on. If your pecs are tight or your biceps are tight, you'll feel it down the inside of your arms. Some people, you know, if you have restrictions in the thoracic outlet, you'll get numbness down your arms, but really don't worry, we'll work on that too. So next, a big stability ball. If you have one, you can use it, or you can just imagine you put that on the abdomen and then wrap the arms and legs around the ball. So you're really imagining you're hugging that ball with your arms and legs. Then we're going to rock to the left and rock to the right for our rotational core work here. Your shoulders should be very relaxed when you do this. Just focus on your abs. There should be no arching of your back as you're going back and forth. Always that neutral spine angle. Okay, arms and legs down. Then bring the arms up to the sky. Bend the elbows to 90 degrees. Lift the legs up, the knees are over the hips. Tuck the chin. Right leg, push it forward. Please don't straighten it, just go a few inches forward and brace your abs. So you should feel it in your abdominal muscles, not in your quadriceps, not in your thigh. Right leg back, left leg a bit forward. Definitely your back shouldn't be arching much, just your neutral spine angle. Left leg back and right leg. Here we're doing our core activation. We're turning the core on, we turn the glutes on, make sure when we're weightlifting, we're engaging the proper muscle groups. Okay, then legs are down. Straighten the right leg, then turn onto the right side, bring the left leg around. Take the left hand and see if you can reach toward the right foot. If you can't do that, if you're hamstring cramps, just leave it back there. Right hand, hold on to the left knee. Okay, left shoulder is back and left knee is forward, but they should both be the same height from the floor. So don't just roll the knee forward. Keep the shoulder and knee the same heights from the floor. Okay, then unwind and left leg straight. Then right leg roll over onto the left. Right hand reach toward the left foot. And again, if your hamstrings are cramping, just try to go in that direction. Left hand hold on to the knee, the right knee at the front. Hamstring cramping happens when you're bypassing the glutes, when you're sequencing, when you grab on with your hamstrings before glute activation. So the way to remedy it is you just activate glutes. Okay, and now we'll turn on to the back. So we're going to do one thing here for neck, strengthening the front of the neck. Again, this is an issue for everybody. Hands can be like this on your abdomen or under the lower back. Okay, right leg bent, left leg stay straight. Most important part here is you want to lengthen the spine. So from the top of your head, lengthen. That will automatically pull the chin toward the throat. So keep the chin toward the throat. If you can do it, you lift the elbows. And if you can do it, lift the head. But keep the chin toward the throat. Lengthen spine, chin toward the throat. Don't let the chin pop up. Okay, head down. Again, lengthen first, chin down, lift the elbows, head lift, and take a deep breath. And down, we'll do that once more. Lengthen first, elbows lift, chin down, elbows up, head up. And relax. Usually when people start doing that, they can actually not even do it. So it's okay to keep your head on the floor. You don't have to lift the head. The chin down part is critical. Okay, lengthen spine, critical. Chin toward the throat, critical. Elbows lift if you can. Head lift if you can. Wherever you are though, you hold, so you gradually work on strengthening your neck. Just, babies, how they strengthen their necks to be able to stand up someday. And down. Lengthen the spine, chin down, elbows, head, and breath. And down. And once more. Great. Okay, now back to the strap. So we're going to do that series again one time. Right foot. This time we're just going to do the stretch. And again, here I would suggest knee over hip. Keep the knee over the hip and be sure you're not overstretching the back of your knee. If you just pull your leg closer to your chest and overstretch the back of your knee, it will be too loose and you will likely twist it. Okay, switch to the left leg. So right leg is down. Here I like to check alignment. Make sure the toes and the knee are pointing back in the direction of the shoulder. Don't overstretch the back of your left knee. Keep the shoulders down. Best is if you feel that in your hip joint. Getting your femur in that hip properly. Okay, and strap down. Now the broomstick. Back of the right leg, front of the left leg. Now here for the spine, so the back of the hips, that's called the iliac crest, that bone that goes across the back of the pelvis. You should feel it evenly all across right now. Switch your legs. Okay, so set that angle. Similarly with your shoulders, take the back of the shoulders, the back of the shoulder blades, even. So you're aligning your joint systems here. Keep the chin down. Okay, broomstick away. And wide angle with the arms, and this always feels better second time. You're getting your better nerves and blood flow flowing down the arms. Okay, cradle rock angle. This time we're just going to do a hold, brace. Cradles don't fall apart, so you're one stiff, stable unit. You're going to rock to the left and stay there without hyperextending your back. And there should be a point where you feel you could stay there all day. It feels just very comfortable. Okay, other side. Keep yourself in neutral. And turn on the back and arms and legs down for a moment here. Okay, so this is our modified dead bug, arms to the sky, elbows bent. Why I do this is because legs up, right leg a bit forward. People often are very sloppy when they do core training and end up straining their necks, switch left leg forward. Most commonly, people use their upper trapezius muscles and the quads when they are trying to do core work. So when your shoulders, left leg back, right leg forward. So when you're here and your shoulders are down, right, you're not using the upper traps, it's very relaxed. You're not using the neck. Right leg back, left leg forward. And when you're bracing your abs properly here, you don't feel it in your legs, you really feel the abs. Okay, down. Now right leg straight, and we're going to turn onto the right side. Okay, left hand, you're going to reach toward the right foot, right hand on the left knee, and hopefully this time your hamstring didn't cramp. So already you're better off. Okay, and now we'll turn on to the left. Left leg straight, right leg comes around. Right hand, now use your glutes. If you engage the glute, right hand reach toward left foot, then you'll tend to avoid the cramping component. Let's just hold here, let the spine settle. Shoulder back, right shoulder is back, right knee forward, same distances from the floor. Okay, unwind. So next thing we're going to do is release tension in the quadriceps and the thighs. So we're going to use you can sit up and use a rolling pin if you want to. Or you can use your roller and just roll out your quads. I just sit up to do that. But most people probably by now have a foam roller. So I would suggest do only one leg at a time. When people have both legs on the foam roller, always the lower back hyperextends. So you just go right leg only. And okay, I'm starting at the knee. And you can have a really good plank position here. So you've got good core support, your chin is tucked in. Make sure you don't let the chin go forward here. And then you can strengthen your core while you're, flushing out your quads, breaking up adhesions. We have sticky tissues. Our muscles get sticky and we want to break that up, make them very fluid, like a healthy sponge. And then work your way right up to the front of the hip and the hip flexors. And then on the outside of the hip is the tensor fascia lata that attaches to the IT band. So if you're really tight here on the outside of the hip, that again indicates you're not using the glutes well enough, and you'll probably be straining your knee joint, just in general. Okay, left leg now. And you might, shift your leg in different angles, inside, outside, front. Take your time. If you're new to this and you haven't done this before much, it's going to probably be very painful. But when your tissues are healthier, then it doesn't hurt. Like when I do this, it doesn't really hurt at all, like nothing. And this is just like a bottle. Great. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is work on the multifidi. The multifidi are spinal stabilizers, critical for holding our spine together. The multifidi atrophy because we sit, and then our spine essentially falls apart, moves around too much, and we end up with a lot of problems overall. To do that, you come like this on the elbows. So the shoulders are over the elbows and the hips are over the knees. This will also activate your gluteal muscles. I would just please ask that you keep the shoulders down from the ears and press the elbows. Your eyes are looking in between the elbows. Don't let the chin go forward. Don't let the shoulders lift up to the ears. You're going to have to work at that. This will strengthen your shoulders. We're starting with right leg. You slide the toes right along the floor. Your foot is flexed. Your leg is totally straight. Then lift the leg and hold. Your hips should be level across the back. Foot down, straight leg, slide forward. Slide back, straighten the leg fully, lift and hold. Keep the legs straight, put the toes to the floor, then slide the toes back. Great, continue like that. Slide back, straight leg, lift and hold. We're going to do a set of 5 on each side twice. This is a totally critical exercise for everybody. Toes down, slide forward, slide back, and straighten. So you should really feel your glutes right. When your shoulders start fatiguing, press the elbows, shoulders are down, toes down, slide forward. This is to strengthen your spinal column. Right leg back and lift. Why should we do that? Toes down, slide forward. Now switching to, take a rest off the elbows for a sec. We don't want degenerated disc. That's a lot of pain. All the nerves in the spine. If you pinch the nerve root, herniated discs. There are countless reasons. Okay, ready? Left leg. So press the elbows, shoulders are down. Set your eyes properly. Slide the toes back. Keep the hips level across the back as you lift the leg and hold. Your lower back shouldn't collapse. Toes down. So as you're lifting the leg, just note, slide back. Straight leg lift. If your lower back starts arching incrementally here, the multifidi in your lower back are weak, so this is really important for you to do. Toes down, slide forward, slide back, straighten, and lift. This will also help your knees, right? As you hold the leg up there, your knee joint, all the muscles around the knee are supporting the knee. Toes down, slide forward, slide back, and lift and hold. You should feel your buttocks. Keep the leg straight when you put the leg down. Leg straight, toes down, then bend the knee. Okay, relax. If you bend the knee, while you're lifting, then that will pull in your hamstrings and then pull in your lower back. And we want to stabilize, right? So just make sure the leg is straight as you're lifting and lowering. Okay, here we go. Second set. Elbows under shoulders. Keep the hips level. Right leg slide back, straighten fully and lift. So the motivation with our training is bone density, muscle tone, and no injuries. Right foot down, slide forward. That's our goal. Right leg back. And everything we do is directly for those purposes. Okay, leg down, slide forward. Now, obviously, if you work on those components of your health, right leg back, straighten, lift and hold, then to be sure your overall health profile will be better. There's less likelihood of chronic diseases and illnesses and mental problems, everything. Right foot down, slide forward, right leg back. Make sure you're pressing the elbows down. I know it's fatiguing for the shoulders. This is to strengthen you. Foot down, slide forward one more time. Use the left glutes, really engage those glutes well. Foot down, slide forward. Take a rest. And you'll be really surprised if you just do this regularly, you will be overall just so much more competent in life. Like you'll be way stronger just in general. Okay, elbows are down, shoulders down from the ears. That's not easy to do. Tuck the chin. Left leg, slide back. Straighten leg, foot is flexed and lift. Keep the hips square. Make sure you don't pop that left hip up. Toes down, slide forward, left leg. Toes down, forward. Slide back, straighten the leg, flex the foot, and lift. Toes should be pointing down. Make sure you're not out-toeing here. Toes down, like don't rotate your leg out. Left leg. Here we want to keep ourselves aligned and centered. Toes down, slide forward one more time. And why does this feel challenging for everybody? Like it looks so easy, right? Because our multifidi are weak. And so we're building up the hypertrophy, strengthening the multifidi. Okay, now we're going to stand up and I'm going to demonstrate just one exercise. Before we start our weightlifting, this is like the exercise of the day. Okay. Yeah, so many people who run or play soccer, tennis, just everybody, we want to walk and be competent. And we often end up with like people have tight calves. I see that all the time. People who sit a lot, they don't do much exercise at all, but their calves are like really tight and they walk flat-footed, right? Tight calves, can't bend your ankle or straighten your ankle. And now the danger is the knees. What concerns me, people try to stretch their calves. Recently, a friend told me her friend was stretching her calf and popped up her Achilles tendon popped. Achilles tendon is here at the bottom of the calf, attached by the heel. So her Achilles came off and she was stretching a tight calf. The other thing is people strain their knees when they stretch their calf. So we're going to go over one, like a good, very simple thing to do without compromising your knee joint. So you go like in a bit of, like this is just a small lunge. You should be at the wall holding on, okay? Just demonstrating, imagine my hands are on the wall like that. But the back foot, so typically people go like this, right? Straighten the knee. As soon as I do that, I just feel the muscles behind my knee joint. So you're straining the back of your knee. That's obviously not a good thing. It's making the knee weak. So rather, the back leg, like this is okay to do, but the back leg should be like this bent. And the toes, like this, the toes, both feet are angled forward, okay? And then you can correctly stretch your calf muscle. And you're holding on at the wall, your hips should be square, toes are forward. Now another component is called resilience. We want elasticity. You don't want loose joints, then you sprain your ankle every minute. So we want how to build resilience. Elasticity is by doing an isometric contraction. So if you can set up like I am, you can hold on at the wall or hold on to a chair, but you're like this, okay? Your heel is on the floor. The heel is down, but the back knee is bent like this, okay? And then, so first you just stretch. Now this has been shown in studies how to build up resilience of the tendons. So doing this, you won't pop your Achilles tendon. Then 10-second hold, and now 5 seconds, contract the calf. So this is the calf. I want you to think of contracting that muscle. Try to do that. Not your thigh, not the front of your foot, not your neck. Think of calf muscle, calf muscle. Good. Then relax and just stretch, 10 seconds. The protocol here for the resilience is 3 times, 10-second stretch, 5-second isometric contraction. Now contract your calf, focus on the calf. Try not to use your quads or hamstrings. Toes should be on the floor. Don't lift the toes. Okay, relax. Now just stretch, holding 10 seconds. Shoulders are square forward, hips are square forward. You shouldn't feel any pressure in either knee. Okay, now contract the calf, not the front of your foot. Keep the toes pressing down. Think calf. Just keep your awareness to your calf and then relax. Okay, and then if you just take a couple steps around, you'll notice how much different that leg feels than the other one. Okay, let's even them out. So this will help you get up and down the stairs without hurting your knees. There's a lot of people complaining of going down the stairs, their knees hurt. Okay, so you're in a stride, your lunge position, but the back foot is flat. Toes are forward, both feet. Back knee is bent like that. And we're just holding here, stretching. You should feel the stretch in the calf muscle. You shouldn't feel it in the front of your leg and your thigh. Okay, then now contract, think of it. Calf muscle, try to contract it without grabbing on with your quads or your shin or your foot or your neck. Calf. Excellent, that's the way. Relax, again stretch, hold. And now calf, contract. So doing the stretch like this will build up elasticity. So when you walk and run, you'll have springy tendons that can bounce, you can bounce off your feet and they won't fall apart. Relax. Okay, and then a little more, you just stretch, hold. Focus on calf, try to engage the calf. Isometrically contract. And rest. Great. And then when you walk, okay, so we just worked on our Achilles and calves. So when you walk, then you can run, you'll be able to do this, bend your toes, you'll be able to flex and extend your Achilles. And especially now with winter coming along, people are like this all the time, like you don't bend your ankles and your plantar fascia just gets really tight and then gets strained. So enjoy the walking and the running. Yeah, and come back next week and we'll do more fun things. Okay, now for our training, those who are still on the training program, we're now doing our weightlifting, so you can use a heavy weight. Here we're doing our deadlift series. And because, we really are working on our hips, we'd like to work the different angles. We're going to just do a few different sets with different ranges in our feet. We're going to first start with a neutral stance. The feet are just a little wider than hips like this. The weight should travel. This is a very important thing. If you go like that, then that like hurts your back. We don't want to do that. We want to use the glutes. So the weight should stay like this, so that the weight is going between your feet all the time, up and down like this, not bending like that with the weight forward. Okay. We're doing a set of 20. We're going to do 4 sets in total. Okay, both hands are holding on. Set the chin position. Brace your abdominal muscles. Brace your lower back. Hip hinge. And then think of squeezing your gluteal muscles. Squeeze your butt. And stand all the way upright. Squeeze the glutes to stand. And rest. Yeah. Okay, and walking. So I always like to walk forward and backwards. Work our brain. Okay, so next we're going to do a wider stance and one arm. When we do the single arm, the chest and hips should always be square forward. You don't want to twist like this as you're lifting. That will twist your spine. So even though the weight is to the side, your abs and your glutes have to resist twisting. Okay, wide stance this time. Knees pointing same direction as toes always. Left hand has the weight, palm is forward. We're doing 15 this time. So no twisting of the ribs. Your muscles are avoiding, preventing you from over rotating your spine. The palm of your hand should be facing forward. So the shoulder is externally rotated. Weight down. What's really exciting for me in life is that when people start doing our sessions, they do really good hip hinges. Like often when people first come on board, they're kind of like this kind of idea. They try to squat like that, like this. And then after a bit of time, they start, doing hip hinges like that. It's thrilling, but you have to just be consistent, right? Okay, legs wide now, right arm. Palm is forward. Your body is squared forward and we're not leaning to the side. Hip hinge back. Keep the chin tucked for sure. The chin should not go forward. The shoulders should be level. Even though the weight is in the right hand, you shouldn't be leaning down to that side. That's called anti-rotation core. Preventing rotation. Then weight down. And now walking. So we're going to do one last set of 20, like we did at the beginning with both hands like this and feet just like this. Neutral stance. Okay, last set, 20. Stand all the way up. Make sure you're not just hanging off your back. Every rep, stand all the way upright. That's better. Okay, and rest. And then we'll put the weight down. Yeah, put the weight down. The next thing I want to do today is, now we're going to continue. We always have to do something single leg, right? We have to balance and do our single leg stance work. But to do that, we want to prepare our feet a bit. Yeah, so if you don't have a toe pro or Sadie has some kind of interesting thing, you can just stand on a towel and you just, the exercise is you want to strengthen the toes and the arches by just leaning forward. So your arms are by your sides like this. You just lean forward. And when you do that, it's good to have a towel. Mine's a bit damp actually. And then when you lean forward, your toes will really grip. Okay, so it's not like bending forward and you're not just grabbing with your toes, but you want to keep the toes long actually as you lean forward. And then come back. So you hold for like 3 seconds. You can have your hands up on the wall if you need to. But I have this toe pro thing, human locomotion. If you're interested, I'll talk about that more in the future. But here the toes are elevated. And then you just lean forward and toes press. So what this looks like. And if you have a toe pro, when you do this one, or some other similar, implement that only the toes are on it. Discontinue, you should meant to do sets of 20. 20 times you just lean forward and press the toes. So in this one, see only the toes are on it, not the forefoot even. And then you lean forward and the toes are under lengthened, so you get extra strength gains when you have the toes lengthened. It's a good example of your balance, right? When you lean forward, you'll notice if you start shifting to the side, make sure that the head position, so your spine is like that neutral angle. Don't allow your chin to drift forward. Keep the chin horizontally in. Now we're going to do one more rep, and this last rep, just lean forward and then hold. So you're standing in the lean forward angle. This is called your fall envelope. How far you can lean forward without falling forward. And you'll know that's why it's good to be at the wall, because if you fall forward, then the wall will, you can catch yourself. But at some point, you know, if you keep leaning forward, at some point you're going to fall forward. And the better your fall envelope, obviously, the less likely you are to fall in general. And when you stop, like this is again, the really thrilling part is like, just see how much stronger your feet are. And we just did that for not even a minute. Okay, so next now we prepared the calves, and we prepared our feet here. So we're going to next do a single leg hip hinge, but if you have a band, I do this regularly also to strengthen the posterior chain, the back of the body. So this is just a band. Okay, if you have a handle band, that's really good. This is just all, it's one big loop. And then you have the hands like this, palms facing forward, and you're holding onto the band. And then when you have the arms by the side and you step back like that, it will create extra tension. The triceps, I mean, people always are trying to get the triceps stronger. So you'll feel the triceps, but also, you know, like I said, it'll help you engage your glutes and posterior chain and improve your balance. If you don't have a band, you can just hold on to weights like this by the side. So palms are forward though, and then you step back and just hold. The purpose of the isometrics in general, why we incorporate that in our training, is isometrics help promote recovery and help the nerves. So you want strong muscles, absolutely, you want strong bones, but your nerves are helping to give the messages like muscles and bones, this is what you're supposed to do. Step forward. And the 30-second holding helps the nerves and the muscles and the bones to work together more synergistically. Okay, next we're going to do a hold with a weight to build up the strength of the muscles in your hip joint. We'll have one hand hold on, we're going to have right hand hold on, right foot off the floor. So some people should stay like this, or you can do this kind of hip hinge angle. And again, the purpose here is to stabilize your femur, the leg bone in the socket of the hip, to hold your knee in place. So if your femur's twisting around all the time, weakly, without good force, with proper tone, right hand has the weight, right leg is up. So as you're holding, you know, your supportive leg, you're creating better congruency of the joints in the hip, knee, foot, ankle. The hips should be level. Be careful, the right hip shouldn't be really high. Okay, and stand. So what I mean is this, that often people will hinge forward and then twist like this. For this exercise, you want the hips to be like this, level across the back. Okay, so that the pelvis and the spine and the sacrum are properly aligned. Right foot now supporting. Left hand has the weight. Left foot up. Either hold here or hip hinge. Carefully stand center. Okay, great. So then we'll put the weight down. Next we'll need a lighter weight. And next we're going to do our upper body strengthening component, and this is really rotational core work. So we're going to lift a weight on a diagonal vector, or this, so it goes like this, your arms will move like this, and the shoulder blades, they rotate on your back. So it's not twisting the rib cage here, we want to create stability here with the hips and the ribs, but the movement like this is to get the proper movement from the shoulder blades. Thoracic spine rotation. So feet are just slightly wider than hips and toes forward. I like to use a kettlebell. The grip is like this, okay, not like that, but like this. If you have a dumbbell, the best grip is like this on the ends, and then you can lift like that, diagonals. Okay, so here we go. We're going 15 reps. We're lifting from, this is my right hip toward left shoulder. Keep the weight close to you. And make sure you're not twisting your back. You should be in neutral position with your core, with your spine throughout the set. Okay, and then rest. And how high you lift the weight depends on you. However, the shoulders should be level. It's not like that. Don't lift your shoulders up. The shoulders are down. You're driving the movement from the shoulder blades, so like throwing a ball. Okay, left side, left hip to right shoulder. Don't lift the shoulders up. Keep the shoulders down. Move from the shoulder blades. Okay, rest and walk. Now we're going to change our angles here with the legs. We're going to do a bit of a lunge position like this. And we're still lifting diagonally with the arms though. The back foot here, this time the heel is up. It's not like what we did earlier. You're like this. And your body is equidistant between front and back foot, okay? Back heel is up. Toes are forward. Make sure toes are angled forward. Don't out toe the back foot. That's going to twist your knee. Okay, right leg is forward, left leg is back. Lifting right hip to left shoulder. Keep the hips square forward. Yes, you have to use your glutes more. That's why we're doing it this way. Keep the shoulders down, that's better. Okay, and then switch to leg position. I always like to put the weight down for a second, let your body equilibrate, and then next set. Okay, left leg is forward, right leg back. The toes are pointing forward. You're using your front leg glutes predominantly. Left glutes, hips are square. Left hip, right shoulder. Your toes should be on the floor. The front foot, don't lift the toes up. Step forward. Okay, great. So now we'll put that weight down. And then on your own, if you want to do something more challenging, you can just add more sets in here. I'm describing what we're doing, so you could just do another set as I'm speaking. The details are just so important, especially when people are newer, so they're aware of what we're trying to accomplish. So now we're going to do pulling down. That was a diagonal vector up. Now we're going to do pulling down, same idea. So this is a chop. And if you have a band, this band should be really loose, a TheraBand or something not very tight. And we're like pulling down on diagonal plane. Okay, so it's diagonal core. And if you do not have a band that you can attach, you can just move the arms in that pattern and you'll really feel your shoulders will engage, you'll feel your abs working, it's all good, okay? We're doing steps of 15. I'm starting with the right hand high, so right side to the wall. Left hand is low. You might have to change your tension, but so the feet are like wide stance, toes are pointing forward, and engage the glutes, and then pulling diagonal. The upper hand is underhand grip. The lower hand is overhand grip. Rest. And now here today, we're training rotational core stability. So that means no twisting in your back. Like in gardening or golfing, things like that, often people will be like turning, but instead of being able to rotate the shoulder blades, not rib cage, shoulder blades rotate like this. Instead, they go like that, and that action twists your back. Okay, so we don't want that to happen. So we're going to train being stable here. Left hand is high, right hand low. You've got your strong athletic stance. Okay, now we're turning around again, and this time we're going to do a lunge, similar to just what we did a moment ago with the lifting. Left leg is forward, right foot back, heel up, toes down, both feet, toes are pointing forward. Immediately your glutes should be engaged. Your hips are square forward. Be careful of tipping like the right hip back. Your hip should be square forward. Right hand is underhand, left hand is overhand. Mostly you should be feeling your left glutes, the front leg glutes. Think about that one. Not your right quads. Okay, rest. And then other way. So right leg is forward. Left leg, toes are forward, the hips are square. Left hand underhand high. Right hand overhand low. Tennis players, so we might not play tennis or basketball, but we can train those qualities in a controlled environment to keep our muscles and bones strong and also mobile. Not just flexible. Too loose is like things fall apart when they're too loose. So they can be long, but they have to be also strong. Okay, rest. Okay, so now working on that next component. So we always need to know cardio and all that. We're going to do diagonal vector, just a bit of a shuffle. So shuffle is like this. Okay, you think in basketball, people shuffle side to side, boxers shuffling around. We're going to do diagonal. So your body is square forward like this. I'm facing that way, but I'm walking like this on a diagonal plane. Don't twist the ankles, right? We don't want to twist, but this will be the action. And you'll note your core will have to stabilize. Don't twist the knees. Okay, everybody ready? We're going to do 3 steps out and back on the same vector. So think you're going left side, 45-degree angle. You're square forward. The movement is on a diagonal 45-degree to the left. We're doing 3 steps forward and then back. And at end range, you see how you have to stop yourself? If your ankles are too loose, then the ankles will give out, right? Okay, rest. We're doing this for some quick cardio. Okay, other direction, toward the right, 45-degree angle right, you're square forward. I know it's a bit awkward, right? That's why we're doing it actually, so you get those different vectors. Okay, rest. Now we'll just go side to side. So we're going to start right out, it's just 3 steps out and back. And the stepping, okay, wait. This is really critical. The sequencing goes like this. Whichever leg goes forward, it's like this. Okay? It's not like that. So what do I mean? Whichever leg steps, that arm goes forward. Right leg step, right arm forward. Then step back. Right arm forward. Okay? Then when you change direction, left leg steps, left leg forward. Try that. Backwards. And then rest. Okay, one more time, side to side. Make sure you're bracing your abs. Keep the shoulders down. Oh no, don't use your upper traps. Then rest. Okay, just walking. So, okay, great. So that'll get your blood flowing, you know, breathe a little more deeply. Okay, my friends, thank you very much. So happy to see everybody. Enjoy your week, and next week we'll do something else similar.